Hi students, welcome back to Alphorce Learning Chemistry classes. Today, let me start the session number 29 of stoichiometry chapter, and we are under the concept of, we are learning the concept of equivalent weight. In the previous session, I have discussed the formula approach to estimate the equivalent masses of oxidants, reductants, acids, bases and salts also at the end of the session. Now, before going to the next conceptual approach of an equivalent weight, let me teach you one important aspect here. So please write down along with me. Equivalent weight of ionic compound. Write down students. Equivalent weight of ionic compound can be simply taken as equivalent weight of cation plus equivalent weight of anion. So for an ionic compound, you can equate the equivalent weight of compound just by adding equivalent weight of cation and equivalent weight of anion. Equivalent weight of anion. So let me explain how it is true. Now I am going to take one substance here, say for example calcium carbonate. Moreover, it is ionic compound, moreover salt it is. So equivalent weight of, say for example calcium carbonate is equal to formula mass 100 divided by the charge of cation Ca2 plus and that of carbonate ion. So charge of either cation or anion both is 2, that is 50. So this is how to calculate the equivalent mass of calcium carbonate based on the salt approach. Now let me apply this concept. Equivalent weight of calcium carbonate is equal to equivalent weight of Ca2 plus equivalent weight of carbonate ion. Let me check whether that is true or not. Equivalent weight of cation, atomic weight divided by charge and ion magnitude. Formula weight of carbonate 12 plus 48 60 divided by 2, that is 20 plus 30 equal to 50. Again you get the same. So please note down friends, this relation is 100% true in the case of ionic compounds, where for an ionic compound you can simply equate equivalent weight of ionic compound is exactly equal to the sum of equivalent weight of cation as well as anion. Please note it down, and next I will go for different approaches. Some more approaches regarding equivalent weight is concerned. Okay. In the previous sessions, I am explaining the types of redox reactions. Out of them, disproportionation reaction, which is a special category of redox reaction in which both oxidation and reduction takes place on the same element. Let me give one important example to you. Chlorine, on passing through hot and concentrated sodium hydroxide solution, it gives sodium chloride and H2O. Let me balance this equation first. Okay, this is the balanced chemical equation. Chlorine is here 0, and here it is -1, and here it is +5. Both oxidation and reduction taking place on the same element, chlorine. Okay. This you can call this redox reaction as disproportionation redox reaction. Okay. How to calculate the equivalent mass of chlorine here? That is our next question. What exactly we have to learn for the estimation of equivalent masses here? Okay. Now I will do this much. Equivalent mass of chlorine is equal to equivalent mass of chlorine as oxidant and as reductant. Both you should add equivalent mass as oxidant plus as reductant. Okay. Let me check the change here. The change here. Here the change is chlorine 0 to 5. How many such chlorines are there? 2. So 2 into 5. I have already teach you. Total change you should consider. This is a molecular form Cl2. Don't bother about the stoichiometric coefficient. Okay. Only chemical composition of the molecule. Right. The same here also 2 into 1 2. Of course, while balancing we have cancelled common terms. See the link of the concept from balancing of redox reactions to equivalent mass estimation. How the chain link is constant. Equivalent mass of chlorine now. M by as oxidant. Oxidant should undergo reduction. So M by 2 plus M by 10. That is 6 M by 10. That is 3 M by 5. We want to calculate exact value, substitute the molar mass of chlorine, where M is molar mass of chlorine, that is 71. This is how to estimate the equivalent mass of an element which is undergoing disproportionation reaction, that is both oxidation as well as reduction. The total change we should consider. This is one formula approach to calculate the equivalent mass of chlorine. Another way of approach is also there. Let me explain that one also after you finish this question. Please copy down. Then I will go for another approach. Note it down, friends. Okay. Let me go for another approach. This is a formula approach. Another conceptual approach also I will explain. What is the equivalent mass we got here? I am writing here just what we have solved now. 3m by 5. As in the previous 2 sessions, we have gone through the formula approach to calculate equivalent masses. First one, equivalent weight of element, atomic weight by valence. Next, ion by formula weight divided by magnitude of charge, like acid, base, reductant, oxidant, all the things we have discussed. And we can generalize that denominator what we are using in all those formulae. We can generalize that with a terminology known as n factor. Read down, friends, n factor, especially for calculating equivalent mass. Here I am writing, finally equivalent mass is equal to molar mass divided by n factor for a substance, an element. Equivalent mass is equal to molar mass divided by n factor. What is that n factor? That n factor is nothing but valency in the case of an element. That n factor is nothing but, right down here, that n factor is nothing but magnitude of the charge on ion in the case of ions. That n factor is nothing but basicity in the case of acid. That n factor is nothing but acidity in the case of a base. And that n factor is nothing but the total charge either cation or anion in the case of salt. That n factor is nothing but number of electrons lost by a reductant. And that n factor is nothing but number of electrons gained by oxidant. So you can generalize now with n factor. N factor, how the equivalent mass and molar mass are related, like this: equivalent mass is equal to molar mass divided by n factor. Okay. Now, come to this. I have already teach you how to calculate the equivalent mass of an element which is undergoing reduction through the formula. Now I am going to explain you through the concept. Here, how many moles of chlorine are there? 3 moles of chlorine molecules are there. Because I am calculating equivalent mass per chlorine molecule. Let's see. How many moles of electrons are transferred finally? That's what we have to do here. Here, total 3 into Cl, total 6 chlorine atoms are there. If you observe in the balanced equation, 5 chlorines are undergoing reduction, 0 to -1, and 1 chlorine is undergoing oxidation. 1 chlorine is undergoing oxidation. So, for 3 moles of chlorines, the transfer of electrons are 5 mole of electrons are transferred between oxidant and reductant within the same molecule. That is, within the 3 moles of chlorine, 5 moles of electrons are transferred. Here, once again I am repeating, chlorine, here -1 out of total 6 chlorines, you can write it as 5 are undergoing reduction and 1 is undergoing oxidation. Total for this change 5 and for that change also 5. So finally you can write like this. So for 1 mole of electrons, what is the value here? 3 by 5. Just now I have teach you equivalent mass of chlorine is equal to formula mass divided by 5 by 3. So 5 moles of 3 moles of chlorine, 5 moles of electrons. So you write down like this. For 1 mole of chlorine, because I am pouring 1 mole of chlorine, so how many moles of electrons? So it is 5 by 3. So please write it as 5 by 3, and finally you will get it as exactly same, that is 3m by 5. What exactly you have calculated based on the formula approach. Based on the formula approach. Don't forget about this. This is conceptual approach, that is formula approach. For both the things I got the same answer. Anyway, I will repeat once again, students, this conceptual approach. Please concentrate. Please concentrate. I will explain once again. Right, total how many moles of chlorine are there in the balanced chemical equation? Right, I am writing 3 moles of chlorine. Yes. Utilize finally how many moles of electrons? Take out the common factor, total 5. Because all the 6 chlorine atoms are there finally. 3 moles of chlorine molecules means 6 moles of chlorine atoms. Don't forget about that. Basic mole concept. Out of 6, 5 is reducing and 1 is oxidizing. For reduction 0 to -1, 5 such chlorines, 5 into 1, 5. And for 1 chlorine is oxidation, plus 5, 0 to plus 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Total how many moles of electrons are transferred between oxidant and reductant? 5. So here I am writing 5 mole of electrons. 1 mole of chlorine. So 5 by 3. So equivalent mass of 1 mole of chlorine is equal to formula mass divided by 5 by 3, that is 3m by 5. Same what we got based on formula approach. Conceptual approach is also same. Don't forget about this, very very important. I will explain one more example also for disproportionation reaction. Then I will go for next approach. Okay students, concentrate, easy only, but only thing is a little bit concentration is needed. Let me explain one more example for disproportionation. Phosphorus, plus sodium hydroxide plus H2O gives rise to PH3 plus NaH2PO2. I think this is the balanced equation. Okay. This also we have balanced in the balancing of redox reaction concept. Okay. Now I have taken this balanced equation. Let me go for formula approach first directly. For formula approach, no need of having any balanced equation directly, you can write, of course. 0. Let me write as -3 and +1. So phosphorus is undergoing both oxidation as well as reduction. Let me go for formula based approach. So formula mass, let me take it as M. 0 to -3, 3. But how much is 4 phosphorus are there? So 4 into 3, 12 you should consider. Friends, please concentrate at this moment. While teaching the balancing of redox reaction technique, I have explained you the total change, why you have to take like this. Okay. For 1 phosphorus change is 3, for 4 phosphorus 12. So M by 12 change. Next. For 1 phosphorus 0 2 plus 1 change is 1 for 4. So 4 into 1 4. So M by 4. Now LCM is 12, 3, 4 M by 12, that is M by 3. That is M by 3. Now, this is how to calculate the equivalent weight of an element which is undergoing disproportionation. Both the changes I have added, I have got the answer. Now, how to estimate as per the conceptual approach? Very simple. Very simple. Here, out of 4 phosphorus atoms, 1 phosphorus atom is changing as -3. The transfer of electrons are 3. 3 phosphorus atoms are changing as +1. 3 into +1, 3. So either of the ways change is 3. Change is 3. So for 1 mole of P4, change is 3 mole of electrons. Simply, equivalent mass of P4 is equal to formula mass divided by number of electrons changed per 1 mole, that is M by 3. Both are same. No difference. Any one of the way you can, any one of these two ways you can use to calculate the equivalent mass of phosphorus molecule here. So this is how to calculate the equivalent mass of an element which is undergoing disproportionation, that is both oxidation and as well as reduction. Very important as per that one's level is concerned. Okay, now let me go for the calculation of equivalent mass of a substance where it is undergoing intramolecular reduction and oxidation, that is for intramolecular redox reaction. Okay, I have given this example while I am teaching you the types of redox reactions under the heading of intramolecular redox reaction. No need of balanced reaction. Without balance, I will solve this now. See, observe here. Here, chlorine is +5 and oxygen is -2. Very well, we know very well how to calculate those two. Here, the chlorine is -1 and oxygen becomes 0. Chlorine is undergoing reduction and oxygen is undergoing oxidation. So, chlorine is oxidant and oxygen is reductant. Both oxidant and reductant present within the same molecule. Within the same molecule. but oxidant and reductant are different, present within the same molecule, same species, same molecule. That's why. Now, what is the change here? 6. Because 5 and minus 1, number of change of electrons is 6. What is the change for oxygen? For one oxygen, change is 2. But 3 such oxygens, 3 into 2 again 6. It means chlorine is gaining 6 electrons and all the oxygens are losing 6 electrons. So transfer of electrons are 6 totally between oxidant and reductant. Concentrate, students. Transfer of electrons are 6 between oxidant and reductant, that is between chlorine and oxygen, number of electrons transferred are 6. So, to calculate equivalent mass of potassium chloride, we have to go molar mass divided by 6, because for 1 mole of potassium chloride, the number of moles of electrons transferred from oxidant to reductant or reductant to oxidant are only 6. So n factor you should fix that as 6. So equivalent mass is equal to formula mass divided by 6. You should go for this particular intramolecular redox reaction. Okay, let me give one more example for this type of question. Meanwhile, please write it down. Ammonium nitrate gives rise to N2 plus 2H2O. We know these two nitrogens are different. This belongs to ammonium ion and this belongs to nitrite ion. Nitrite ion, -1. This belongs to cation, this belongs to anion, but present within the same compound. Both the nitrogens are present in different oxidation states. Here oxidation state of this nitrogen is -3 and that of this nitrogen is +3. And finally all the nitrogen go in the form of only one molecule, that is N2, where the oxidation states of both the nitrogens is 0 as per the basic rules of oxidation number concept. So this nitrogen is losing 3 electrons, at the same time the nitrogen present in the other part of the molecule, that is gaining those 3 electrons, and both oxidation states become 0. It means transfer of electrons from one nitrogen to other nitrogen is only 3. But moreover, they are present in different parts of same molecule, within the molecule, intramolecular, but present in different species within the molecule, even though same element, but belongs to different species of same molecule. That's why you can call this also as intramolecular redox reaction, where the number of electrons transfer is only 3. From oxidant to reductant or reductant oxidant transfer is only 3. So equivalent mass of this compound also we can take it as molar mass, formula mass divided by 3. This is another way of approach to decide the equivalent masses, especially in the case of intramolecular redox reactions. Just now I have discussed with you about disproportionation reaction, where the same element undergoing both oxidation and reduction from the same oxidation state. Cl2, see the difference between that and this. I will once again explain to you. Don't get confused. +5, -1, 0. Both the chlorines are 0, 0. One chlorine is undergoing oxidation, other chlorine is undergoing reduction. So disproportionation, we call this reaction. But coming to that reaction, even though same nitrogen is undergoing oxidation as well as reduction, but you are not supposed to call disproportionation like this, because both are present in different oxidation states. that it belongs to different species of the same molecule. That is the difference between these two equations. Don't get confused. You are not supposed to call that as disproportionation reaction. You have to call that as an intramolecular redox reaction, where we have to find out the equivalent mass like that only. Please note down, then I will go for another approach. Note down, friends. These two calculations also I explained while teaching oxidation number concept. Okay, now let me go for estimation of equivalent mass based on chemical equation. Based on chemical equation. Okay. Let me explain. A simple example. Say for example, methane I am going to take. Combustion reaction. Hydrocarbon on combustion gives carbon dioxide and water. As usual. Here carbon oxidation state is -4 because it is non-metal, hydrogen always +1. Here it is +4. So in the combustion reaction of methane, the oxidation state of carbon is changing from -4 to +4. What is the change here? 8. If anybody asks you to calculate the equivalent mass of methane, 16 formula mass, molar mass, divided by 8. That is 2 grams. See how important it is. And this particular approach is finally linked to second academic year electrochemistry chapter. If you are weak in this area, that will be out. Of course, you may understand the concept, but it can never solve any numerical. That is very important. You please concentrate. Let me explain one more example. C6H12O6 glucose. Let me write combustion for this one also. 6 carbons, 6 CO2, 12 hydrogens, 6 H2O, 12 plus 6, 18, already 6 are there, so 6. That is the balanced equation. Here if you calculate the oxidation state of carbon here, +2 for all oxygens -12, 0. So, atomic might be individual, carbon is 0. Here it is carbon +4. Now change 0 to +4. 4 electrons change is there. But I have already told you in the reacting species how many such carbons are there? 6. So the total change you should consider. The total change is 24. Now, equivalent mass of C6H12O6, its formula mass divided by 24 you should calculate. So this is some approach to calculate the equivalent masses of substances involving in different chemical reactions. Let me go through some more examples. Please write down along with me, such that no time will be wasted for us. Please write down. Okay, students, let me go through some more equations. Iron sulfide plus oxygen Fe2O3 plus SO2. See, there is a speciality to calculate equivalent masses. There is no need of balanced reaction in almost 98% cases. Only a few cases are needed for a balanced chemical reaction to estimate the equivalent masses. Majority, no need of any balanced equation. I have written an unbalanced equation. I can calculate the equivalent mass of the substance now. You please observe. Again a logic. This is sulfate. Which type of sulfates are? Whether the sulfur is -2, -1, I don't know. Iron is +2 or +3. Look at the right side. Iron +3 oxidations. No doubt, redox reaction it should be +2. So, for this special type of reaction, sulfate, this is not phosphide ion, thiosulfide ion. This is SS bond. That's why I have written as -1. Simple logic. So, here iron is oxidizing +2 to +3. Okay. Sulfur is also oxidizing. If we calculate the oxidation state of sulfur, here it is +4. So sulfur is also oxidizing from -1 to +4. Not all friends. That change, 5. You see, change is 1. Again, we are doing mistakes because you should consider total change. Okay, this change is 1. No problem. Iron +2 to +3. Only one iron is there in the reacting species, but 2 sulfurs are there. For each sulfur change you have written as 2, 5, and if you multiply that with 2 and you get as 10. Total, both the species are undergoing oxidation. So total change we should consider. So total change, that is N factor here, NF I am writing N factor for iron sulfide here is 11. So its equivalent mass here is formula mass divided by 11, and they will give the atomic weights and you can easily calculate that in the form of numerical. Okay, and next let me go for 1. FeC2O4, Fe +3 plus carbon dioxide. This is a ferrous oxalate because iron is +3. So this is +2, this carbon is +3. We know oxalate ion, you can calculate it, no problem. Here for carbon +4, for iron +3. Iron is increasing from +2 to +3, 1, only 1. Carbon is increasing from +3 to +4, 1, but 2 such carbons are there in the species, 1 into 2, 2. Okay, the total N factor for ferrous oxalate in this reaction I am writing 1 + 2, that is 3. So equivalent mass of this is equal to formula mass divided by 3. So for different type of reactions, you can calculate the equivalent masses of reactants if you are able to calculate the N factor. Yes. Okay, friends. So with this I am going to conclude this session. In the next session, let me continue the conceptual approach to calculate equivalent masses by introducing you some more approaches. Please write it down. I am going to conclude this session. Thank you.